Welcome to the Banshee's Wail.
Alright, well we will begin this one shot. The title of it is Treacle Cave. The three of you, do you want to just give a quick introduction of your character? Starting with Thaddeus, or Tink.
Well, I'm a fairy warlock that, even though my diminutive size doesn't mean a whole lot, I used to be a gladiator in my former life. But I decided to set down the sword and pick up the wand and start helping people. Sort of. I guess? I don't know. Let's kill some stuff and help some people. I'm Tink.
Alright, and Raxon, go on.
I am Raxon, son of Raxon, son of Raxon. There's a long line of Raxons. Also a gladiator, champion some of the time, not champion most of the time. I solve most of my problems with a greatsword.
And Raxon is a dragonborn fighter. Now,
Yes, a blue dragonborn fighter, mind you.
Gotta specify. And then Michelle.
My name is Michelle. I come from a long bloodline of nobles, and I myself am a paladin, a human paladin, and due to terrible family tragedy and scandal, I decided to flee the kingdom that I came from, and now I try to make right by helping those who may need it. And I have no subclass, I'm just a paladin, that's it.
Well, everyone is starting this at level 1. So, the three of you are actually traveling together. You are heading toward a small town, toward a much larger city, in reply for adventurers to join the guilds, as they're a little low on help these days and paying well. All of you found it a good opportunity to not only help others, but make some coin along the way. The three of you have been traveling for a few days now. You are heading toward a small town to rest your tired legs. At this point, it is just the beginning of fall. The leaves are beginning to turn. The air is beginning to bite. After trekking through the forest lands across small mountain passes, you have began to come upon a waterlogged marsh. The luscious trees have begun to die off and become thinner. The land, the soil beneath your feet has gone from solid to moist and squishy. A lot more water around you. You hear the frogs croaking, the crickets, other bugs about. You're about 2 days away from your destination when out from the swamp, a woman emerges, running toward you. She seems troubled, completely covered in filth, breathing heavy like she has been running for quite some time. At this point in the day, it's earlier in the day. You don't know how long she's been out here, just from looking at her.
I hold my hand up and I say, "Stop. What is the matter? Catch your breath, woman."
The woman stops and takes a moment to gather herself. She greets you and says that her name is Frida, and she needs your help.
Frida, help with what? Be specific.
Frida, who's chasing you?
No one is chasing her, she says. Rather, her husband and daughter have been taken by some green monsters. She's the owner of the Rancor Manor not far from here when they were attacked last night traveling back.
Green monsters, you say? I'll fight green monsters.
They're green with envy. Of my
How
sweet
big were these
moves.
monsters? As tall as us? What did they look like?
Now that she has found you, Frida begins to calm down a little. She explains that the green monsters looked like giant frogs, but humanoid.
Mm-hmm.
They stood a little shorter than you, Michelle, but very stout and large.
Like Tink.
She looks over at you and gives a half smile, her best that she can do, and turns back and asks that you please help her and go save her husband and child.
Was your family taken close to or on the grounds of the manor, or was it somewhat farther from the manor?
We are not too far from the manor, she explains, but they were taken on the way back to the manor, so not near it. They were taken into the swamp.
Point us the direction of the manor.
The manor? She points down the road, the direction you guys were traveling, but asks that you go save her family first before going to the manor.
Tink's
Could
in.
be clues within the area that the family was kidnapped. What do you say, men?
She
Always down to
stops.
kill things.
I say,
stops you.
yeah, let's do this.
She
Go for
stops
the
you to
family.
explain that the family is not near the manor. They were taken off of the road, actually not far from here.
Tink
Then
just
we
starts
follow
running.
the trail.
Very kind of slowly. Just in the direction
Before-
that she was pointed.
Before we get going, not to be, insensitive, but our services don't come free.
She says that they are well off and will pay you plenty. Her husband will be very grateful for saving his life.
For the promise of coin, let's do this.
Let's.
Tink's already
We
gone
just
in
start
the
making our way
direction
to
that
the
she
swamp.
pointed. Tink already ran.
Yeah,
off.
I guess we're following Tink since he's already on his way. Tink, slow down there. Don't go alone. You know what happened last time.
All right. So Frida leads you about half an hour off the road. You can continue on, and you actually see a troubling sight. A wagon laying shattered on the ground, all of its provisions scattered about. A single horse toward the front of it lays dead. Drag marks and muddy footprints leading off further into the swamp. And you look back and see Frida beginning to cry.
You recognize this wagon?
She says, "This is where they were attacked. And the drag marks are from the monsters taking her husband."
Fear not,
Seems
beasts like
we have a
these tend to
trail.
leave their prey alive until the final moments before they eat them.
After hearing these words, she begins sobbing violently.
Do not cry. It'll be okay. We will save them before they're eaten.
I thought you bards were more cunning with your words.
If only I were a bard and not a fighter.
Wrong campaign.
Tink floats over and pats her on the back and says, "Don't worry. I'll kill all the bad guys and heal your family."
Seems we have a trail. You want me to roll for like an investigation of the trail, or is it? Can I see it pretty well?
Frida explains that she will wait here as she believes that she'll slow you down and doesn't want to get into the way, but asks that you go further into the swamp and find where they've taken her family. I actually need all three of you to roll me a survival check. All right. With that, it is enough combined that the three of you are able to keep on the trail of the ambushers. You follow it further into the swamp. Yes, you find it begins to lead into an uphill area, and off into the distance you can see a cave. At the entrance of the cave, you see two figures moving about. You can't make them out completely from where you are, but you believe you found the right spot.
I say we attract those guys over here to us, and then we kill them.
Track them how? What are you thinking?
I don't know. Let Tink do some kind of a dance for him or something.
Got it. I've got it. You guys, can they hide anywhere?
They can hide about the brush in the swamp.
All right, guys, go ahead and hide, and I'll pull them towards us.
I move toward the brush.
Same.
All right.
And hide within it.
And Tink, what are you going to do?
I'm going to pick up a rock, and I'm slowly going to fly over.
As you begin to approach, you see you can see it clearly now, the frog-like humanoid bending down, rubbing the top of the head of a large frog.
All right, I'm going to slowly start making my way over. I am going to take my rock. Let's see, strength is 0, so I don't really want to try throwing it quite yet. I'm going to. Let me see. What's the lighting situation outside? Is it like
the sun is out? You can see.
Okay. I have a blowgun.
Why'd you pick up the rock?
Because I'm just gonna throw it at him. Not as like an attack. I'm gonna throw it over towards him and go, "Oi!" And that's it. And I'm just gonna throw it towards their feet right here. Use my free action basically. And just go, "Oi!" And then immediately turn around and just start making my way this way, kind of outside of their reach. Trying to draw them back.
Let me check one thing. So, no, they're not. All right. The Froggart notices the rock and hears you. It stands up and turns, looks at you, and sees you begin to run away. It follows.
Well, yeah, I blew a raspberry at him. I would hope that he would follow.
And so does the giant frog follows him as well. You see he's carrying a spear in both of his hands. He's rushing toward you.
All right, and with that, I am going to run back past my comrades. Let's see, let's go another 30. And I'm just going to keep on flying forward, just kind of flying just above the ground. And flying just past the Raxon and Michelle.
All right.
And I'm going to blow a raspberry as I pass them and go, "Come on, stupid heads! You'll never catch me like that!" And just keep running. Or keep flying away.
The frogs pick up their pace, begin chasing you. Faster.
I can't move my character past them.
That's fair.
Did you guys have any actions readied? Are you guys ready to spring out?
I'm gonna keep sneaking through this brush while they are distracted by.
I'm just gonna keep
by
flying.
Tink.
Michelle
right here, I'm
and
gonna jump out.
Raxon, roll me a stealth check. As the Froggart is approaching, chasing Tink, it sees two very large, stout men hiding behind some very thin brush, their armor reflecting in the sun as Michelle begins to kind of jog crouched down over as it hears his armor clanking in the swamp.
I want to shake the brush around and I want to go, ah! Like as they see me. Can I roll something? Intimidation?
Just try to make yourself a giant grass monster.
I want to make myself look bigger, like I'm scaring a bear away, you know?
You know, roll me an intimidation.
Okay.
We're very bad at traps.
With that, there's the Frogger is running toward. It hears Michelle and thinks that it's a swamp monster coming to attack, and both begin to run back toward the cave.
All right, I'm gonna jump out and surprise him.
Surprise, yeah. All right, and hold right there. And that is where we will begin combat. Oh, actually, give me 1 second. Just have to turn off the timer.
I'll still do mine in the time frame though. That way, when it goes to the next person. I guess since our trap is pretty much sprung, we'll go ahead and it's 30. It is 30 feet, and screw it. I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot this guy with my boom finger. With that +5, yay!
You point both your hands at the Frogger and begin to fire them off, but aren't really counting where you're firing the Eldritch Blast from, and it just fires straight into the ground.
Well, that's really all that I can do, friends.
The giant frog is now more intimidated as something has been shot at it, and begins run further back toward the cave. And let me see here. There we go. And I'm just going to let the turn timer run out so we don't put Michelle on like a 10-second timer for his turn. So think about what you want to do, Michelle.
4, 3, 2, 1. Cat butt.
There you go.
Let's see. If I attack them, I'm not gonna. Will I have like some kind of advantage on them for them being intimidated or anything like that?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna maintain the facade of my swamp monsteriness, and I'm gonna kind of dash in the direction of that frog.
Are you dropping the brush and everything, or?
No, I'm keeping it up. I'm running.
All right.
I stuff a little bit of brush in my armor as I'm running. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Actually, right there inside. And that will be my turn.
All right, Raxon, you can hear off to your right just the clanking of Michelle's armor as he's sprinting through the swamp.
Yeah, he's good. I'm just gonna run up straight to this frog man right here. With my great sword and attack at him.
A swing and a hit. You slash across the side of the Frogger, dealing 8 damage.
All right, since I'm a level 1 character, I'm done.
All right. With that, the Frogger turns around to face you. It will actually, with its giant frog mouth, take a bite at your arm.
I feel like his name should be like Barnaby Froggerton III.
Well, not today, Froggert. Not today.
I mean, you haven't asked him his name. His bite misses as you retreat your arm back. As he thrusts his spear at you, you also dodge that. And that ends the Froggert's turn. He'll go back to Tink.
I am gonna yell over at him and go, so are you guys the monsters that take people off the road?
It doesn't understand what you said.
Well, I feel kind of bad for saying this, but let's hit him with the boom boom finger again.
Again.
There we go.
Noise.
Actually, hit him
That
this
time-
time with it.
You do hit with the boom boom finger. And your
Yay!
10 force damage kills the frogger. It drops down and you hear it plop into the wet ground.
Barnaby Froggerton the Third, you will be remembered. You sacrifice, we will remember it.
Think, what have I told you about naming them? Never give them names.
It's more fun.
You're one sadistic little fairy.
Big fairy.
What? The giant frog continues to run off toward the cave. And out of your line of sight.
Well, so much for the element of surprise. Might as well just get into it.
We're gonna have more targets. Woohoo!
That ends combat.
Has the
This
battle
round right
music stopped? If the battle music hasn't stopped, then we're not done killing.
The battle music stops for a moment. And the epic boss music now.
As the level 3 Tarask drops from the sky.
Pop out and I remove all the foliage that I used. Monster myself up.
I'm gonna search Barnaby Froggerton the Third over here.
All right, you search the froggert's body. You find some makeshift cloth clothing and a surprisingly well-made spear.
No orders or anything like that. No mementos from loved ones or anything.
Nope, not on the frog's body.
Okay.
'Tis just a frog.
Barnaby, he was more than just a Froggert. He was Froggerton the Third. Third of his name. I
Sadly, there was no fourth.
shall we away to the inside and kill more things? And save
I
people
wave
and
over my
stuff?
companions.
All right.
The villain escaped into these caves. I just press forth.
Probably to tell his other frog friends.
Give me 1 second. There we go.
To spring that trap.
All right. You walk toward the mouth of the cave. It stands about 8 feet tall, about 10 feet wide. As you look down into the cave, you see 3 large stalagmites jutting up from the floor, and tunnels branching off into 2 different directions.
Do we see any tracks from the giant frog? Like fresh ones?
Yes, you see tracks from it just bouncing about the ground, leading straight into the cave, kind of going into this direction. I don't think you can see that. Let me
Press
this
forward
direction.
a little bit.
Well,
All
let's
right.
follow the tracks. Maybe
And
we can
stay-
stop them.
Right there. And Michelle, roll me a perception check.
Let's see if he perceives that track or that trap that's about to kill us all.
He did not.
We all die.
Ah,
As out from behind the 3 stalagmites, multiple froggerts and giant frogs run at you.
point my halberd toward them. It's far enough,
And
frog.
right there. The spears are in their hands and pointing at you, ready to stab as
And
they
I'm coming.
initiate combat. That
In there, brother.
oh yeah, that one. What's it doing? How am I missing a frog?
You're not missing any frogs. Stop talking like that.
I am missing a frog. I am missing specifically this frog, and his feelings matter. Be sensitive toward the frogs.
Am I allowed to ask what is the language that they speak?
Frog.
That's literally frog.
It's called frog.
French. Interesting.
We'll have those two share one because this is being weird. Load their character sheets.
I've never
and-
seen the language when I pick languages for my PCs.
Well, that's because you can't learn it.
I'd like to.
It's not one you understand. I mean, unless you spend time learning from a frog that has intelligence. But none of them really do. Because they don't understand. I don't think they speak Froggert. I don't know what language they speak. They're not Froggerts. You know? Alright, so this Froggert rushes up to Michel with its spear and thrusts it at him.
Ah! Villain. Back away.
Ah, Michel, roll me a d4.
You got it.
You backhand the Froggert, dealing 2 damage as it tries to attack you. And as you retreat your hand back, it bites at it. Roll me another d4.
Okay.
You pull it back and then hit it clean in the face,
How dare you?
dealing 4 damage,
In the
as it deserves for those types of rolls. Raxon?
All right. I'm going to move forward into the thick of battle and then aiming towards this frog over here.
This one?
No, this way. So this
So this
line
one?
of 2, yep, that line of 2 frogs right there. I will kind of move my greatsword out of the way, open my great big mouth, and send a line of electricity coming through at him.
Go ahead and fire off. There we go. Is it a dex save?
Yes, dex save.
Alright, let's roll those. Both fail. And take the 6 lightning damage,
Yep.
which kills the front frogger.
You know what happens to a frog when it gets struck by lightning? Same thing as everything else.
As you fire that off, the 2 giant frogs begin to try and surround you as both bite at Raxon. Neither one can get a good hold as they bite at you, chipping it, clipping at your armor. Both are ineffective. And it goes off to Tink.
Well, I should be able to see that giant frog, right?
Yeah, we can say, yeah, that
Yay!
giant frog. You can see him.
Let's hit him with my boom finger. Boom finger's been pretty successful. It's 50.
We'll say this one you can hit clean. We'll say Raxon is kind of bigger than the frog, and this one would be kind of hard.
Hit him with my boom finger.
You hit the frog with the boom boom, dealing 7 force damage.
And we'll call it there.
All right, Michelle. The Froggard in front of you is lying in a steaming pile of its own self. The other is looking a little worse for wear.
Using my halberd, I stick the frog to try to end its suffering.
You do. With that hit, you deal 8 damage, and it kills the other Frogger.
And since I have movement and this, can I apply that to the other frogger?
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, you just damage die for this attack. You roll a d4.
Do you want me to roll the attack again?
You're standing on a frog.
I am. Damn. Here, let me.
There's a frog here.
Okay, let me move back. I'll apply it to that guy. Do you want me to roll the?
You guys can see this frog.
I didn't see
That's
it.
it.
I just see a number 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Okay,
There was nothing there a minute ago, and now there's a number 2 there.
that makes sense. Hang on. I was clicking
Mine-
on the number 2. There you go.
Yeah, the 2 was in initiative. There you go.
I moved the number 2 from the GM layer to the token layer instead of the frog. That makes sense.
I might not have moved where I was if I'd seen that frog there.
It's okay. The 2 should have scared you enough.
Frogs,
That's
you know.
the 2 stood for 2 frogs.
Two frogs in one space. They're
No,
kind
I
of
can only
inside
see
of
one
each other.
frog. There was no 2 there.
Oh, gotcha. Oh,
That was
you
weird. I
dodged
saw,
both
I
of their
saw,
attacks.
I saw the two, but I only saw one frog to the right of it. Do you want me to roll the d20 for the attack, or just use the?
Use the same modifiers. No, just roll a weapon attack, like your halberd attack, and then just roll a d4 for the damage instead. So 15 does hit.
That'd have been a sick stabbing.
Yeah.
Well, plus his strength modifier, right?
Yes.
Which is 2.
2.
I think.
So 6 damage.
Ooh, max damage.
Smacking that frog right in the jaw. I guess they have jaws. With the butt of your halberd.
And blee, that's all, folks.
Can I longsword this guy from my position?
Are you holding a greatsword?
That's what I meant.
Yes, you can.
Perfect. Let me get my great sword in there.
All up in there. And you bring it up and chop it straight down onto the giant frog and cleave it in half.
Bastard green monsters. Eating people.
As it tries to eat you.
Oh,
With a natural 20. It does.
And it does. It catches you off guard and chomps down on your face, pushing you down onto the ground, dealing 12 damage.
God, I died.
The giant frog ends his turn, as it was an effective
I will
turn.
avenge you! Let's hit him with my boom finger. With feeling and aplomb. Both fingers this time. No!
You point, but then notice that your fingernail has a little piece that's going off. In that moment of hesitation, you tilt a little bit and it misses the frog.
No. Run away!
Your vanity was the death of you. Or of me.
You be quiet, you're on the ground.
He meant gurgle, gurgle, gurgle.
Exactly, it's blood.
I'm just gonna eat my mac salad.
Michelle, you stab at the giant frog. Slicing, it jumps over your attack.
Well, with the butt of a halberd, I assume I connect. And the 4 plus 2. Nice.
6 damage. As it lands with you smacking it the tail end of your halberd, dealing 6 damage. It's looking worse for wear. It's got some already bruising on its chin.
Come on, beast. Focus on me.
Raxon, I'm gonna need a death save from you.
Death save. No, I've rolled these forever.
Just wait.
Don't tell him that. He'll think that we don't die enough. That one!
That's gonna be 2 on the negative death saves.
No.
Wow, first time rolling death saves in a while. That's what you get. Like this Swanky jinxed himself on that one. The giant frog leaps at Michelle, trying to take a bite. Michelle pushes it off of him like it was nothing. Tink, you look back down at the cave and see your scaly friend, his face submerged a little bit in the swamp water.
What is the range on healing light again? 30 feet?
I don't know. I actually am not familiar with healing light. Channel section, creature, you can see up to 60 feet of you.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, we got 35 feet to Raxon. So let's go ahead and heal Raxon. Let's see, with 1d6. And nice! Using one
Raxon, you are feeling better.
Yeah,
Your eyes open.
I can't remember if that was an action or a bonus action.
Bonus action, it said.
Alright.
Thanks, Tink.
Then with my action, you're welcome, sir. Let's go ahead and step down and let's see. Can I hit the...
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and hit him with my boom boom finger.
You slam your Eldritch Blast into the frog. You can see a gaping wound where it hit, but it's still upstanding.
I can't do anything about that upstanding giant frog. So let's go down.
He's an upstanding
Michelle,
citizen. What can I say?
finish him.
Michelle misses, swinging his
Right.
halberd.
Try to, scoop him up, but I try to bonk him too. Nothing.
The frog is on its last legs. The adrenaline is pumping. It's dodging and weaving.
PTKs us all.
Rolls another nat 20.
I move a little bit further south to try to keep the frog's attention on me.
Raxon, you are lying in the swamp water. You taste a little of it in your mouth.
All right, I'm just gonna pop up.
Kind of tastes like someone peed in the water.
Great axe.
It was you when you fell asleep. You
Sorry, not
stand.
great. Hold on, that was the wrong one. That was a great axe. I had my great sword.
Hey, you stand up, grabbing your great sword, and swing around with the momentum, and you cut the frog's head off.
Blimey bastard.
And that will end.
No, he's
Combat
not just
is-
green with envy, but he's also red with blood.
As a bonus action, I'm gonna use my second wind.
I was going to say, before you use that, all three of you are carrying one health potion on you that you took from your respective villages for your travels.
Maybe I'll do that. That's what, 2d4 plus 2?
2. Yep, 2d4 plus 2.
I'll do that instead then.
So 5.
Woohoo. That's good enough.
As you drink your health potion back, you put the bottle back in your pack because we do not litter. And you're going to recycle it.
I will fill it with the blood of my enemies.
That's a
Now,
little
what's
matter.
on the
Just
the
reach down
bodies
and
of
fill
these?
it with the blood of that dude.
Yes, it's just spraying blood into the water.
Whee!
I'm charging this noble woman double once we're done with this.
All right. You look about the room. Nothing else is moving.
Shall we? Let's go
Let's
find
move
some
forward.
people to save.
All right, you look about. You see a small room down in this direction and a tunnel in this one.
Well, let's go check the room.
It's an empty room.
You walk into the room. The chamber is full of thick, deep mud on the other side of the room from you. You can see several green bumps kind of sticking out of the mud.
Oh, sorry, I don't know if Cat stepped on my computer, but I can't see my token.
I believe your token.
I
may
think you
have been
deleted
deleted.
yourself.
Oh, did I? Whoops.
You deleted yourself out of existence.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
like, I have
dragged
no
my
idea what
token
you
right
guys are
back on
talking
the map, right?
It's okay. I'll spawn you.
I spawned 2 of you.
I don't know what to do.
I don't think you took any hits, so
Kill
just
them both.
Put your health, AAC, and speed back in there.
One of them's a mimic. Run.
All right, so you see the room, several bumps in the mud, and you decide to leave.
Oh, no, I'm still not there. I'm still there.
Oh yeah, hang on. No, it doesn't give you sight if you just put a token down. Hang on.
You
Bam.
would have to
There
fix
you go.
that said token, and then reassign it.
And no, I didn't take a hit at all. All right, continue.
Mm.
My bad.
Give it a numerical number.
Order 66. All right, go on.
Oh no. Come,
All right,
lads, I
everybody-
tire of these little creatures.
Raxon is leading the way.
I like the big dude. I'm gonna follow him.
Michelle pushes past Raxon forcefully. You enter into a large circular chamber, ripe with the smell of rotting fish. You see large piles of fish littered everywhere around the room. some scattered on flat top boulders. As you just walk into this room, you see 2 froggerts in there as well, and they turn, noticing you, and immediately take you as a threat and pull out their spears and start moving toward you as you just kind of waltzed in.
Point the halberd right at him. Ready.
All right, I'm gonna pull out my crossbow
Mhm.
and take a shot at the dude inside of me. In sight of me.
Whoa.
I know.
I assume this one.
Yes.
Your crossbow hits dead center in the chest, kind of knocking the Froggart off his balance, but he's still standing.
That's it for me.
Tink?
Well,
Little tink
okay.
tink.
Let's scoot on by. I can't see anything. Let's move over here. Let's see. Bonus action. I'm going to hex the left Froggart.
I'll
Ow.
just say
Max
that-
damage on a hex.
So you believe Hex is your spell slot, correct?
Yes.
Concentration up to an hour, bonus action to move it, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
once they're dead, I can move it. So, 6 on that. And then... let's see if they... let's hit him with an Eldritch Blast. Let's hit him with the Boom Finger.
It hits.
Dealing
You
a
slam the Froggart right in the middle of his body, dealing a full 11 damage. You have blown a hole. It's created a gap in its clothing, and you can see flesh from where your blast struck him. He is still standing.
All right, gentlemen, I leave the rest to you. And I will end my turn there.
Froggart runs up at Michel and leaps at him, trying to take a bite. It misses, keeping its footing. It thrusts with its spear. Michel just parries it off.
I will respond by sticking him with my halberd.
You do. You stab straight into the chest of the Froggart, doing 11 damage. You pick it up off the ground and throw it back down. Its limp body lying there.
Killing him? Or is he still alive?
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Put the X on him.
5, 10, 15. And let's see. With that bonus action, I can still hit him from 10 feet, right? Yeah.
Let me check.
I'm sure I can.
Let me see. Been a while since I looked at it.
Oh, yeah, the reach that I have with the weapon. Okay. So
Yeah. You try and hit him with the back of your halberd and do miss. Moves out of the way.
I will scooch over a little bit and end my turn there.
The Froggart, seeing its friend die, is gravely wounded, tries to run away.
I'm down,
Success.
Tink.
Successfully gets away from Michel. 6. And dashes. At Araxon?
Yeah, we'll see if I can chase after him because I saw him running. 5, 10, 15, 20. Just kidding. I'm going to shoot at this dude right here with my hand crossbow.
Go ahead and fire.
Swing and a miss.
Your hand crossbow, you fire the bolts at the giant frog. Both of them turn toward you and rivet.
I throw down my hand crossbow, pull out my sword, and then move away.
Let me see. Will this work?
We got more frogs, guys. More frogs.
Oh, cool, that did work.
What's the range on my boom finger? It is 120 feet. So, let's go ahead and shoot my boom finger at this dude.
It hits. Your boom finger hits the giant frog, dealing 6 damage.
I look back over at Raxon and go, that's how you handle the other frogs.
Bring him close to me. I will kill them within reach.
Michelle?
Ah, yes. So, 5, 10, 15, 20. I will. I'm going to go ahead and start dashing toward that guy. 25, 30, 35, 40. I'm going to stop a little early. I'm going to point my halberd toward him. And I'm going to ask, where's the family? The humans you took.
You see?
We're here for them.
My family.
So, Michelle rushes in, sees the Froggart, and shouts this down the corridor. He sees the Froggart facing a much larger Froggart, wearing a makeshift crown from shiny metal. Behind it, a hoard of shiny trinkets, stored in a mountain of junk. It's an oblong chamber. You see this tall, fairly overweight, frog-like human who is now has its attention toward you, Michelle.
Speak. What do you want with them?
It does not speak back to you, as it does not understand what you say, but it does. Roll initiative.
If you cannot respond, creature, you will perish.
I like that. If you don't speak my language, you die.
No.
This is the way of the world.
All right.
This is the way.
All right, Michelle, do you end your turn?
Yeah, I do.
The Froggart that you have began shouting at turns around and rushes at you to assist its king in killing you.
Let us finish this.
It bites at you, then stabs its spear at you. You block both attacks.
You cannot lay a finger on me.
This giant frog, 2, 3, 4,
Michelle,
5,
don't forget your opportunity attack.
6. Rushes at Tink, who had just shot it with an Usher's Blast, and leaps at him. Tink, what's your size?
311.
So would you say you're small?
Oh yeah.
Medium.
It bites you, dealing 6 piercing damage, and you are now grappled in the frog's mouth. Let's do that.
Well, ow.
Raxon, you see this. You see the giant frog jump up at Tink and bite down, and it's holding him in its mouth.
And it's this one right here.
Yep.
I will swing at him with my mighty great sword.
You slash at the giant frog, getting a gaping wound in it. Blood splatters across the ground. It still lives, and is still holding Tink. The Froggart King begins moving toward Michelle. He just ran into his corridor. And it makes a bite, just kind of on all four, jumping at Michelle, missing his attack. So he stands and lunges twice with his spear.
It takes the king to finally do anything.
Dealing 6 damage to Michelle.
And using Polearm Master, can I go ahead and make that opportunity attack?
What opportunity attack?
He gets
Other
one
creatures
whenever they
provoke
enter his.
when they enter my reach.
Oh yeah.
So I forgot to do it on that dude. But
We will say he's already
thought that
entered
was only-
your reach and has attacked.
okay, fair.
Yeah.
I thought that was only Sentinel that did that.
No,
Sentinel.
stops them.
Yeah, stops
Gotcha.
him.
Okay.
And the Frogurt King ends his turn. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The remaining giant frog in the chamber runs as fast as it can, sprinting and jumping around the rock, getting behind Raxon. Tink, you are restrained at the moment.
Can I take my weapon and stab him from inside of his mouth?
At disadvantage.
Okay.
You, while inside the Froggert's mouth, get your dagger out and stab it up, stabbing into the brain of the giant frog. It falls down dead, and you fall out of its mouth.
Well, that'll teach him. Now I'm all slimy. Yeah, gross. All right. I just kind of shake it off and take my wings out and flip them out so that the slime flies off of my wings and flies onto Raxon.
I say, Raxon, you feel the slime kind of go on your face.
Look over at him and
What?
go, it couldn't be helped.
Tink. No. Mm-mm. It's disgusting. Very
It
upset
smells
right
like
now.
the inside of the frog's mouth.
And that'll end my turn.
This is almost as bad as the pea water.
All right, Michelle.
I am going to disengage for the moment.
All right, use your action to disengage.
Distance. Yes.
All right, so you are disengaged from them. Where are you going?
I'm reassembling on Tink and Raxon.
Now I'm gonna die.
4, 5, 6. The Frogurt remembers Twink, who had shot an Eldritch Blast directly into its chest.
So now he's in my reach, right? I mean, he is 10 feet away, but from this angle, can I try to hit him?
Make sure. Let me see here. Wait. You when they enter the reach you have with that weapon. Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna do it.
Tink.
You missed you missed the frog. You just missed the frog. That nat one, you just missed the frog outright. You swung and you realized you swung to the right instead of the left for some reason.
Not gonna do it. All right, proceed.
The Frogurt stabs it at Tink with a spear. You see Tink fall out of the air onto the ground. His eyes closed.
Tink, no.
I
Not
should
Tink.
just use that. And the hex ends. Which I should have had you do a con save earlier, but it's
I know.
whatever. That giant frog is dead. So goodbye.
I will
Raxon.
swing at this giant frog right here.
Go ahead.
My great sword. I will do nothing. I
You
will
mix
return.
the giant frog.
So to come closer, and I use the halberd again to
Nope.
stab.
You already made an opportunity attack. You get one.
Oh
range.
yeah, that's range. Okay, but
The Frogurt King approaches Michelle, remembering the words that he spoke to it. It bites at him. He pushes the king off of him. One attack from its spear does hit, dealing 4 damage to Michelle. Michelle, you feel some warm liquid dripping down your body from the attack. You can determine what it is. The giant frog bites at Raxon. You push it off with the hilt of your great sword, just kind of shoving it away from you. Tink, I needed a death save from you. Better than the nat one from before. That is a positive death save. Gotta hit done, and it'll go to Michelle. What do, Michelle?
Can I grab the potion? I don't know if you use it. Can I grab the potion of healing that's on Tink's person and pour it down his mouth?
Yes, you can. I'm gonna take that as an action.
Fine.
I will have you roll for it. Alright, you pour the potion down into Tink's mouth and heal him for 7 HP. His eyes open. He's still gathering what you did, but does that end your turn?
Yep.
The Frogurt, now averting its attention, stabs at Raxon with its spear, missing as Raxon kind of just dodges to the side, realizing he's being attacked from behind. It lunges at him to take a bite. Raxon, roll me a d4. You headbutt the Frogurt as it lunges at you to take a bite. You hear the crack of its skull against yours as it falls down, falling onto its back, dead.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'm just going to turn around back. And
You're alive,
swing it.
Tink, by the way.
Oh. Yay!
So I'll turn back around and swing at this guy here with my great sword.
You hit and deal significant damage to the frog.
And I'm done there.
The Frogurt King attacks at Michelle as he watched Michelle pour the potion into Tink's mouth to heal Tink. Michelle puts Tink down and stands up to face the king. The king thrusts a spear at him, dealing 3 damage. It thrust again, missing as Michelle moves out of the way. Then it takes a bite. Michelle blocks it. Next, the remaining giant frog takes a bite at Raxon. Raxon, you know the roll.
Yep.
It bites at Raxon. Raxon takes the bottom of the hilt of his greatsword and smacks the frog back, dealing 3 damage. Tink, you are awake.
Okay. Things got real, guys. Let's go ahead and just disengage. Let's move through right there.
All right, you disengage and just fly past the Frogurt King. He's staring at Michelle. He doesn't even pay attention to you going away. Michelle?
I'm going to pop my potion and drink it.
All right. Take an action. You pull the cork out of your potion and chug it back.
No.
Your hand is shaking. And you heal for 4.
I wish that was Tink's potion and not mine.
You spill some on yourself.
Damn.
You hurried a little bit.
The hole in your lip.
I'm going to move. I'm just going to move like right here behind Raxon. And
As you step on the body of a Frogurt, angering the king further, his face crunches with rage.
All right. Great sword swing at the frogger I've been fighting.
It's just a giant frog. And you kill it,
giant
you
frog.
cut it down. It's blood spilling into the murky swamp water.
And then I move right here to engage with the frog king.
He pays you no attention.
Terrible ballet, by the way.
He stabs at Michel.
Stop hurting my friend.
Its spear penetrating
Yeah,
through
20.
Michel's armor, out the other side. He picks him up and throws him onto the ground. Michel falls hard. His eyes are closed.
Wasted.
The king turns his attention toward Rex. Stabs another time with his spear. Raxon blocks it. The sword. King tries to bite. Raxon is quick on his feet and moves out of the way. All right, Tink, your turn.
As we lead off with a healing light. 6. On Michel gets 1 healing. It's as good as 6, right?
That brings him back to the fight.
It does.
You wake up.
Just as good as a D6 in this fight. And then I'm going to reach out and hit with my boom finger again. I don't know why that was a disadvantage.
I mean, your first roll was the 7, so we'll just take it. It does miss the Frog King. You were so focused on healing Michel, you kind of were a little anxious. And
Let's go ahead and step up. In there.
be careful, you know what they say. If you step up,
We'll step back.
Michel, you are lying in swamp water, and you can confirm that somebody has definitely peed in it.
King!
You stand up and stab at him with your halberd. You miss. You twirl and swing with the back of it. It hits. Roll me a d4.
Albert.
Halberd.
Hey.
It deals 5 damage as you smack the king in the face. Oh, wait, actually.
I'm just hanging out there.
My
What?
apologies. You smack the king in the face, and he doesn't even flinch. I forgot what his AC is.
Those
Don't
BB
like
frog
that.
guys.
I swing at the king with my greatsword.
You miss. The king is nimble. He might be a little chunky, but he's still a frog. He's quick on his feet.
Chunky boy.
He sees Michel standing back up and is angered by the fact that Michel stood back up and stabs at him. Michel dodges, but the second stab hits. Michel falls back down into the water. The king really doesn't like you. And he takes a bite. Raxon. Raxon, you know the gist. Roll me that d4. You backhand the king. You can see a little red mark on the side of his face, a little blood drawn. You dealt 2 damage. Tink.
Is going
You
to
see
rush forward.
Michel fall again.
Sliding on his hip. Pulls out his potion.
No, Michel took it from you, and that's what he poured in your mouth.
Yeah.
As you try and fumble to grab your potion, you realize it's gone.
And then I step back. With that being gone, and let's change things up. Since this boy seems a little chunky, let's hit him with a sacred flame.
You hit the sacred flame, burns into the Frog King, dealing 6 radiant damage.
That will end Tink's turn.
Keep it up, Tink.
Michel, death save, 1 positive. I'll just end your turn for you. Raxon,
Another greatsword swing.
that hits. You deal 11 damage to the king, cutting a deep wound across his body. He's still standing. He stabs at you with his spear. The first attack hits, dealing 6 damage. The second misses. He jumps at you to take a bite. Misses that. You've taken 6 damage. There you go. And that will end his turn.
Hit him with the sacred flame again.
He fails. The sacred flame hits. He is not looking good.
That will end Tink's turn.
Hey!
Michel, you are stable. You are just a sleepy boy now. You do not die, but you take a nap.
All right, first thing
Raxon?
I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my second wind.
Roll that d10. And your
So-
fighter level is 1, so 2.
Yep.
These healing rolls, man.
All right, and then I'm gonna swing my longsword or my greatsword at the Frog King.
You miss the Frog King.
Get him, Tink. Get him.
The Frog King stabs at you twice with his spear. Both attacks hitting. Your blood spills to the ground as he takes a bite. You dodge, but you are feeling faint. Your vision getting blurry. It was a good call in the second wind.
Let's see what we've got. Miss. Or hit him. Yes!
Hey.
The Frog King turns as he sees the flame fire from Tink's fingers, hits him in the face. It burns away. You can see and smell the flesh of the Frog King as his body falls back. You hear it slam onto the ground and splash over. More of the pea water covers over Michelle.
I'm sleeping, damn it.
CT. Ending combat.
Gotta love that sacred flame on that dex saving throw.
After making sure that Michelle is alive,
He's
I'm gonna
breathing.
go make sure no one else is over here that's gonna mess with us.
As you enter into the chamber, you see what I previously mentioned, but you also see 2 humans in the corner. Let me see here. Right here.
It
Are
looks
you
like
the-
they encourage the cowardly dog version of Mario.
You see a gaunt-looking human man lying on the ground, bound, and a small girl also tied up next to him.
I'll cut their ropes, wake him up, ask him if he's the husband of Frida.
He thanks you for coming to his aid and says yes, he is Frida's husband, Anton. And this is their daughter, Daisy.
I'll bow to her. It's a pleasure to meet you, young lady.
She points out you look a little beat up.
It was not easy rescuing you.
I say we rush these guys out of here.
I agree. It may not be over.
Let's get them out quick before any other frogs decide to come rushing in. But quick, let's grab as much as we can of the loot.
Also, yes.
You look
Fair.
back at the
One
jump
mind
cord. Since grabbing in a hurry, roll me just an investigation check, I think.
What? 5.
We'll take it other way. You find 25 gold pieces, a potion of healing, and the items taken from the Rancors, just on the front of the pile.
I will give them back all of it.
You rush out of the cave with Raxon dragging Michelle's unconscious body through the mud, out of the cave, back to the wagon. You greet Frida as she runs up to her husband and grabs onto him, crying. Both of them kneel down and hug their daughter. They reward you with free stay, room and board at the Rancor Manor anytime, and reward all 3 of you with 100 gold pieces each. And you both, well, all 3 of you get 1,200 experience. And that ends Treacle Cave.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, everybody.